So it's very interesting that in indigenous communities, the ego and egolessness work together, be together. When I'm using when I'm using something, at that moment only it's mine. Then I take responsibility at that time. So if actually it's very clear from the when we ran the school in Pune, it was very clear from the way how children were coming together, working together, and this was very clear. I remember a child started drawing in an A4 size paper. A4 is drawing. Another child came in, she started drawing. Third and fourth, 4 children were drawing on one paper. Nobody was asking permission. There was no denial of permission. And in between, the one who started went off. So they are able to actually have a total sense of freedom actually. In spite of that, and also ability to take total responsibility. When they were doing it, it was completely involved and it is their work. My part I am doing fully. When I am going from there, I no longer have connection with that. This is the way actual children are. I don't think the modern people would ever understand these things because they have not at all looked at this idea. Because their understanding of children is completely, children as being very selfish. They only understand my things, It's a very, very Western idea actually. If you really look at an indigenous child, a child that has not been trained to believe, to have my things, they don't have that ownership. Yet, when they do things, they are completely responsible because they are doing certain things. It's not because it is mine, because I am doing. So these are very subtle things which needs a deeper kind of engagement. Anybody who has actually looked at children sensitively will understand this, But the problem is that in the context of modernity, because right from beginning, you are creating ownership to a child. You are buying things for the child. Naturally, the child is conditioned to believe that it is mine, it is not mine. So in the indigenous communities, because you don't buy anything for the child, but everything is accessible, child doesn't have that my idea. So this actually is a very, very important way to understand the fundamental difference between modernity and tradition, because in indigenous communities this selfishness is very less, because these people talk about altruism and all that now. How does altruism come? Altruism can only come when you consider others as much as you consider yourself. Especially when you think that the idea of my things doesn't exist, then it's everybody's thing. And this is what all indigenous communities were like this. So it's nothing that I am giving a new idea actually. This is how indigenous communities are.